Hey guys, and happy Turkey Day back to. Hello everyone, and happy Turkey Day back at the US of A. And my voice is shaking a bit because it's like almost 59 degrees outside. And that's really cold for me out here. So I just wanted to make a quick video for the holiday. I was going to do this for Halloween, but I got sidetracked by this and that. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving, and here's just like a dinner table rant that I would have on any holiday. Just minus the turkey and minus the wine, and I had sushi for dinner actually. So, but I'll get to that in a moment. I am legit freezing, guys. Can I hear myself? Okay, yeah, this is actually quite cold. Those earbuds didn't make me feel any warmer. But it's comforting knowing that I don't have to shout into the microphone as I've been doing lately, and I feel sorry about that. Actually, was it yesterday I was down here and I recorded a video about Charles Manson and Oliver Stone and horrible cinema and all this, but rather than talking about murder, and there's lots of murder to talk about, and rather than talking about sex scandals, there's a lot of that to talk about. I'm instead going to keep it positive, much in the same way that, I guess T.J. Kirk was trying to do that. Or, just Ben Shapiro as well, just talking about things that they enjoyed. And just taking a little bit of time just to be thankful. So I am going to hinge on that, but it's not going to be like the, it's not going to be as, hokey and as personal as like a family Thanksgiving dinner, which, yeah, I've got nothing against, and I've been to many, many nice ones in my day, but at the same time, it's just, it has gotten less and less important the older I get. And I don't know if that sounds sad or if it should, but it certainly doesn't feel that way. I've got this in my lap here, so I'm sorry if it's shaking around a lot. But to begin with, I guess, since we're here, I am thankful for this channel, even though, as of saying this, I don't really have any subscribers, but that doesn't really bother me much. One of my friends came up to me once and he asked me, well, why are you doing this channel? I mean, what's your purpose? Or not really what's your purpose. He asked me what was the motivation behind it. I guess. Motivation, purpose. And I said to him, very directly, I said it was a feeling of loneliness. In the sense that, I sit here stewing with ideas and thoughts all day, every day. And it's not that I don't like people. I'm certainly a people person, but I have a very, well, up until this point, I guess, I've had a very transient lifestyle. I've gone from place to place. So, anyways, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my independence. I'm thankful for the perspective that I've had. Because looking back in the last year, in the last 2 years, but even in the last 6 months, I've changed incredibly a lot. And it's really neat to think that you keep growing the older you get, or at least you should, or at least you can. And I'm thankful that I've become more thankful for everything and looking at all of the different changes around me and not being as afraid as I once was. There are many good things about the world, and I'm also thankful for being red-pilled and for having my political ideas change, because more than just reorienting myself to the news world and current events and everything like that, it's also been more vindication and more proof that change is real and change is possible, and that people are always growing, and that you must be receptive towards that. And as I've talked about before, the 1,000 character classic in Chinese, where you look at your face in the rushing stream, and you think that you're just seeing one face, but really it's as transient and it's as passing as the water that you're looking at. Not to get into Eastern philosophy here, but that's something that I invariably fall upon whenever I'm in, cafes like this. This place is really neat. It's Kong Cafe, which is, I guess it's Vietnam War themed. They've got some war pictures and stuff on the walls, and they all wear kind of military motifs and all that. They have Lenin books in the bookshelves and stuff. But, in all fairness, they did win. Right? Didn't they win? Kong. So yeah, I'm studying Vietnamese again, and I'm thankful for that. And, I actually got some print materials. I don't know why I'd resisted for so long, but I actually found some good print materials in bookstores around here, and including one text I found that it was just so synchronistic. It was 2 months of Vietnamese, and I just started the first day of that, or 60 days of Vietnamese. And it was for 60,000 dong, which was 1,000 dong per day, which I thought was a fair price. And I just started that journey, and it starts very simple, but it builds and it builds, and it's just taking a few phrases and making the most out of those phrases, mastering just a few things until you move on. All practical stuff. I mean, some stuff that I already know, but stuff that I should have learned by now. How to answer and ask basic questions about direction and identity and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. And it's funny because when I first got here, I was so gung-ho about learning Vietnamese, and I learned, the basics. I really learned the basics, colors and numbers, and basic vocabulary, and I just lived on that for a long time, and just sort of I just got so attached to just talking to other foreigners, or the great quantity of very bright Vietnamese speakers of English out here, many of whom speak English better than a lot of these weirdos that we get. But I should talk. I'm perhaps the strangest one of all. But I'm glad to be somewhere where I'm able to just broadcast my opinions like this, and I am thinking of starting to stop postponing on making plans. So I have a plan which I've held off until now to maybe eventually stop procrastinating. What are you thankful for? Nah, I would like to hear some more in the comments. I don't answer all my or I haven't yet, but man, I love it when people just say something nice in the comments, and I am thankful for the few brave souls who have done that. Well, like I said, this whole channel, this whole concept was just about just opening up and just talking to people that I guess aren't there in the life that I've chosen, the nomadic path that I've taken. There hasn't been just that room full of people that so many of us have, whether it's our immediate families or close friends or roommates that we've lived with for a long time or anything like that. There's really been nothing like that for me. Instead, this is my dinner table. This is my broadcast out into the world, to my family and to my friends and to anyone who just meets me and just wants to see what I look like and sound like. And I hope that anyone watching this, the whole reason I'm doing this is because I watched other people who are doing this who said, you need to start doing this. So for me to get on camera at all, it's I just want anyone to try it, because it's not as hard as it looks, but I mean the first few times are just terrifying, and that's why I haven't gone through and changed anything. Is this an ego piece just to be talking about the channel itself? I am thankful for that, though, and I'm thankful that you're still listening to whatever bullshit I have to say. As much as I want to talk about Charles Manson, I think I deleted that last video, but anyway, who cares? He's just a criminal celebrity, and the news cycle, it just, I don't know. Looking at him, looking at the so-called death of the 60s, looking at the specious reasoning behind saying, well, the members of the family were on drugs, so how could they have remembered anything? Yet they were under his control because of the use of drugs somehow. Like, that's complete nonsense. And Vincent Bugliosi, like, as much as I admired the man who, you know, he didn't outlive Charles Manson, it turns out. Of course, he was fervently on one side. But I think, you know, even before the days of Richard Spencer and the alt-right in Charlottesville and all that, there was still a lot of terror and paranoia about Nazi symbolism back in the 70s. And to see someone who was accused and convicted, sent to death row, but then later commuted to a life sentence in San Quentin, Charles Manson, to see someone like that is kind of sick, and it's kind of shocking, and it says a lot about our society, which is something that I'm not exactly thankful for. But he beat Vincent, and that book, Helter Skelter, is just one of the great true crime classics. I'm thankful for that book, and I hope that everyone reads that, whoever takes an interest in true crime, because to whatever extent you believe Vincent Bugliosi's stuff, and if you like what you've read, if you've read any of him, I definitely recommend picking up his stuff on the O.J. Simpson trial, which is really illuminating. But anyway, like, any interest in true crime, I'd say, like, that is a classic that you have to read. That and I would say, of course, In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. Like, those are the two. That's like the Love Supreme and Kind of Blue of true crime. Ugh. Thankful for jazz. That's been one thing. Like, I keep discovering new jazz musicians because it's been more and more available on YouTube. As someone who's been looking up jazz and concerts on YouTube for many years, like, in the last few years, it's been a total explosion. And this is, like, the first time in my life when I haven't had to have, you know, and I haven't had to pay to see concerts or get albums, you know. Well, I guess there's always been libraries and stuff, but there's never been new releases like there has been lately on YouTube, and that's pretty neat. And it's great having an interest in a genre where you can just have as much new stuff as you want just for free. Like, what an age we're living in. I'm also thankful for my motorbike, and it's kind of neat because I hated driving all summer, and I'd have like weeks at a time. Well, maybe not weeks, but days, certainly days. And when I went to Saigon last summer, you know, I didn't have a bike, and that was great. You know, I just walked everywhere, and I just hated driving. But somehow something clicked inside me. Like, I was forced to start driving a lot for work again this fall, and then like, now I'm going out into the country more, and like highway driving out in the country. On a sunny morning, like going across the Red River is just really fantastic, and so I enjoy driving again. It's kind of neat, and it's one of those skills that I never thought I would pick up, and one of those just interesting side effects to living out here in Vietnam. So I guess more than anything, you know, I'm thankful for Vietnam.